Hey guys,
Hey guys.
in this collection on adorthem.com, we are talking about marriage. I'll include the link below that you can go there and check out. We have a whole bunch of articles that on a different range of topics: how to work on your marriage, how to, kind of just touch base with your partner and see how things are going. But there's a lot of great resources there, so I encourage you to go check that out. For this video, we have Marcello here again. Marcello, my husband, just as of, I guess, last week, 10 years. On June 3rd was our 10-year anniversary. So in that time, we've had, different homes, different jobs, and I think the biggest thing is we've brought 2 kids into the world. We have our 4-year-old and our almost 7-year-old, 2 little boys, who have a lot of energy, don't sleep that great, but overall are pretty awesome kids. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because I feel like marriage looks different depending on the stage of life you're in. Newlywed is very different than having newborn in the house compared to having, younger kids in the house compared to teenagers or empty nesters. Like, it's all of that. So, for us, this stage of life right now, we have a preschooler and an elementary schooler, and I think it's kind of a nice spot. Like, I think those baby years, it was a lot of just survival mode. I know it was for me, and I know, since we got married young and had kids young, like, a lot of it was you establishing your career too in the beginning. So I think I'm feeling like, and I'm curious if you feel the same way, that like we've kind of rounded a corner where I feel like life stuff is settling and that we're able to spend more time together and like reconnect a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, even because you talk about like the kids not even going to sleep, so even just that actual aspect. So arranging
I'll actually
bed.
fall asleep before 10 o'clock at night now. Like,
yeah, exactly. Or just having like one, and then you think about like a newborn. You have like the 2-year-old, like not 2 years. So what? Mateo's like almost 2 when Julian was born.
He was like 3.5. He was almost 4.
He was almost 4. Okay. So again, I'm trying to dramatize that more, but yeah, still like with.
Or was he almost 3? He was almost 3.
He was almost 3. I was right. 2.5.
Yeah, you're
okay.
right.
I
Almost
was right. For the record. But yeah, so like having that, like when you have, when you had Julian when he's a baby, and I'm dealing with Mateo, and then like.
It's a lot of just passing off.
Exactly, like trading, or like dealing with one mess after another, and really balancing things. Where now I feel like we are able to even do stuff like this, or to kind of do different projects where they're old enough now where they can play on their own and play together, and
like the
don't
other
like kill each other like while they're playing.
The other weekend we had to restain the deck. So instead of it being like, I need to keep the boys entertained and okay, you have to take on another house project, it was like we did it together, which took a fraction of the amount of time, and the kids entertained themselves. And simple things like that are so helpful instead of just feeling like somebody is always having to be on. And I feel like even now, like, it's easier, they're easier.
Yeah.
So like it's easier for one person to take both of them, or I'm not so burnt out at the end of the week.
Exactly. Like, all right, so I'm leaving tomorrow to go on a trip. Thinking years ago, maybe even just with
as
Mateo.
As of recording this tomorrow.
Yeah, is this going live tomorrow?
You'll be back by the time this goes up.
I'll be back. So when this is recording, I'm ready. I'm ready. Getting planned and prepped to fly out. And thinking, last time when I had to go anywhere, even I think it was like Baltimore, I'm like, no, it's like too far. Blah blah blah. You're gonna be gone for how many days? Where now it's like, it's manageable.
You're gone for a week. Like, we'll be okay.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I know we'll be okay. And I think that's helpful then with our relationship, that it's not like I have a little bit left in the tank for the end of the day, that I can hear about your day, or I can like sometimes sit down and watch a show with you, or we can cook Home Chef together, or you can cook Home Chef and we can eat it together.
We can eat.
And and watch a movie or watch a show. I think we bought a movie on
Julian
Amazon
was like
for the
all
first
over
time.
you, and you're like, I just don't, like, nobody touch me, like, I'm tired, I've been touched. Exactly.
Don't touch me, don't talk to me, just let me be. And I mean, I still have days like that. Like, you know, as you know full well, there are still days where, you know, that I just need space and to go lay down by myself. But for the most part, you know, I have room left over for you. And what I think is so important is that, like, I don't know that there's anything we really could have done to change that, like, in those early years. Like, I think a lot of times we hear the advice, like, go on date nights, like, put each other first, or like this, that, and the other. But when it comes down to, like, the day in, day out, like, sometimes it is just what it is. And, like, that you stake, like, you know that you're going to come out the other side together.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing, too, is...
And it's not to say it was horrible. Like, I'm not trying to paint this picture that, like, we hated each other throughout those years. But it's also, like, we don't vacation together. There's not fancy dinners. There's not, like, any of the typical romantic stuff. Like
to take, like, a week-long excursion.
Things are just very practical for the most part. Is that the airport calling in?
That is the airport calling in.
Do you need to pick up?
No, I'm not calling back.
Right. And I think we also knew, like, even though...
Well, even, like as an example, so just hate to cut you off, but, like, even, so one, like, in terms of dating and stuff like that, for you and how you felt comfortably in terms of leaving the kids with anybody, you didn't want to leave it, like, with a babysitter, and some people, like, are okay with that. Some people are okay with sending their kid off to camp for the entire summer.
And some kids are okay.
And some kids are okay with that.
Like, for me, it was not enjoyable to have Julian and or Mateo, like, holding on to me, crying that I'm walking out the door. Like, it's one thing, I could do it when I was leaving them with you because you were dad, and, like, that's okay, but, like, I felt less guilty about that. But, like, a lot of it in the beginning was, like, when I was breastfeeding, or, you know, when they were, like, very attached. Like, now it's easier. You know, we dropped them off at a random sitter we had never met before, at a friend's house. The friend had vetted the sitter, and she was like, hey, you can drop your kids off too. She said she'll watch all of them.
Never happened. That would have never happened 2 years
ago. The kids didn't know her. We dropped them off at the house, and they had a great time. There weren't tears. Like, it was fine. So, like, you know, yeah, like you said, even a year ago, that wouldn't have happened for Julian. So, so it does shift. It does change. And, you know, I think as long as you're kind of just, you're trying along the way, that you're grinning at yourself.
I'm looking at you. Oh, no.
As long as you're trying along the way, and you're there for each other, you're splitting those responsibilities, you're trying, like, I think you're going to ebb and flow, and there's going to be easier times and harder times, and you can just need to make sure you're coming back together and pushing through together.
Yeah, and I mean, and things are like...
And building things for the future together.
Exactly, like, we work on a lot of projects together, and you're involved, and it's not like it's, like, all me or all you, and again, same thing, like, when there are projects that we want to do individually, we support each other, you know, 100%. Yeah. Like, you need time to work on this project, you need time to do that.
Yeah.
And then same thing in terms of just being cognizant and setting aside a time. So, like, I know, like, you, like, yours is, like, your love language is time. Like, you just like time. So sometimes, like, you know, it's a matter of...
We just need to be in the same room. Like, I don't need you to talk to me. I don't need you to, like, hold my hand. Like, I just need you to be...
Physically, yeah. So
physically I'm in the same space as me.
I'm, like, even if I'm just working or doing something, like, you're, you know, okay. She's, you know, exactly, you're okay with that, and just being, you know, conscious about that, because, you know, you get the text, like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm working. I was like, can't you do that up here?
Yeah, you know? Just, like, you there.
It's good that you still do.
I'm not sick of you.
Yeah.
I'm not sick of you. So, I don't know. I mean, we certainly don't have all the answers, but I feel like the other thing that's really helpful, especially with young kids around, is being able to split those responsibilities, or you being fine, like, when you literally can't walk through the living room. It's not like, why is this house a disaster? You're like, I'll help you clean up later.
Exactly.
And, you know, or I'll tackle the dishes, or I'll do whatever. Like, it's never, we both know and trust that the other person is trying their best. And, yeah, like, that we have a lot of balls in the air, and
it's always a matter of patience too, and, you know, and keeping that, you know, keeping that balance. The other thing is also realizing, especially, you know, for you, like, you are almost always even tempered, and if you ever do get upset or anything like that, you can vocalize and verbalize that, I take that as a comment too, that you're only able to do that with me and maybe like one other person, because like there are times you're like, I was like really really mad at that person, like I can't believe it. I'm like, you didn't really show it.
Yeah, you're one of the few people that I'll, you know, and I feel like we have that too, where like we can complain about things to each other, we can share the good stuff, we can share, you know, the ugly sides of ourselves, and we're kind of like, yeah, I agree, you know, let's be angry together. Like, it's kind of, you know, a good approach to it. So yeah, I mean, things are going to shift, things are going to change, but we're in it for the long haul, and hopefully you guys are too.
Yeah.
And
now, is this like a collection? What's like the theme for? Is this part of the
Navigating Marriage?
Navigating Marriage. Okay.
So we
you
have
want to give like sage like wisdom?
we have a trained psychologist that wrote. She has a whole book about 52 emails to transform your marriage. So it's like she gives you like email prompts, and we include one sample on the website adorethem.com for this week.
That's really cool.
Where it's like a sample thing. You kind of like fill in the blanks kind of thing, or expand.
Well, I never got the email, and so like if I get credit for Rita's, that was my idea. That wasn't this lady's idea.
No, so a lot of it is like if there's issue, like she's like bring up, you know, one main issue that you're struggling with, and then like. But also recognize 3 good things that are going on.
So is this for like anyone?
You email your spouse this, and they email you back as a way to deal with conflict if there are struggles. So her coming from it as a marriage therapist.
Okay, so as a therapist, so this isn't like, I gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's some good stuff there for day to day, but in particular, if you're having it's not like a whole like gripe thing, because you said like 3 positive things, so it's not like no, it's like if
send
you're
an email
trying to solve if you're trying to solve something, or if there's like a really.
Did you see the trash can you forgot? Like,
yeah, no, not passive aggressive things. No, that's what I do. That's what I do. But those are smaller things. Everybody is passive aggressive about the trash and dirty laundry everywhere.
Yeah, you asked the passive aggressive question. Normally I don't.
Yep. So
I'm just regular
aggressive.
Passive aggressive, I guess.
We have that one. There's a weekly thing, like one small thing that you can do each day of a week to reconnect with your spouse. There's a good article from a guest contributor about how playing with their son has really brought her and her husband closer together. They kind of like, they play together and have fun together, and they've had a good experience with that. So there's kind of a wide variety up there. adorethem.com/navigating-marriage, or in the link below. It's probably easier.
You added a dash?
It's not all smushed together, yeah.
Okay.
He would have smushed it together. All right. So yeah, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on social media or comment below.
Like
there? Yeah, down below on YouTube. Or, I mean, if you're watching this on the website, then it might be social media.
Is there like, I always wanted to do like in a video, just be like, comment wherever.
Depends where they're watching it.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.